Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Everspace. At the end of the previous episode, I managed to make my way all the way to Sector 3. So here we are now. Let's take a look around and see what it's all about. So, over there we have that black hole. We looked at that at the end of the last episode. Curious as to what happens if I get too close. I suspect it will spell trouble for me, but nonetheless, I'm going to have a bit of a look. Oh, you can see the camera shaking here. I suspect I'm not going to be able to pull away if I... Yeah, let's not do that. Does that mean I'm dead? Hope not already. Oh, a great start, isn't it? I've just got myself to Sector 3 there after many attempts and didn't last more than 5 seconds. Still, I should have known better, I guess. Anyway, back to the hangar. So, what are we going to take here? What are we going to get? Yep, I always want shield regeneration because that helps out tremendously. And I think the other thing, and perhaps I should have concentrated on this more, is increased energy capacitor. And I've got enough to buy that right now, so that's what I'm going to do. Ah, this is new. So a change in difficulty settings then. Easy, normal and hard. I didn't have any of this previously, so a nice little update. So what are we going to choose here? Well, I think that's obvious. We're going to go on easy because, well, you've seen how I play this at the moment, and I just want to get all the way back to Sector 3. That's the furthest I've ever got so far, so let's hope we can do it again. Right, how do we get out of here? Did it say jump is suppressed? Find and hack the jump suppressor. That's a bit early on for something like that to be happening. Normally that doesn't happen till a fair bit later. Can't possibly see where there's a jump suppressor around here. Is that it? Right inside the asteroid? Surely not. Let's get the mineable crystal while we're at it, I guess. So, remember in the future, don't go and try and fly into the black holes. Pretty obvious, I guess, in hindsight, but if we don't try, I guess we don't know, do we? Look at that lighting out there. So some outlaw drones. I can't see where the jump suppressor is, though. Alright, we go towards, or away from... If you look there, there's, just up here where the cursor is, there's some text, and that shows you a signal strength, and as it gets weaker, we're getting away from it. As it gets stronger, we're getting toward it. So that will give me some indication of where this jump suppressor is. It seems we're almost right on top of it right here. Surely it can't be amongst these fuel tanks here, can it? Flying away from it again. So there are some hostiles relatively nearby, but it looks like they're too busy fighting each other to be bothered with me. Wouldn't be surprised if some of you lot can actually see what I'm supposed to be seeing here. But I'm totally missing it wherever it is. Not having a very good start, am I, on this occasion? Totally can't see what it is I'm supposed to be looking for here. Is that it? Ah, at last. That took longer than expected, didn't it? Right. And now we can get out of here. Let's try and make it to Sector 3 in the quickest possible time I currently have done so. With it being on an easier difficulty setting, hopefully it won't take too long to do. And what I'm going to try and do here is...
They're onto me.
Who are? Let's avoid too much in the way of combat if possible. one down. And two down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that seems quite a bit easier. There's less credits, but it's not too much of a problem. You can see they've taken significantly less damage on my shield. What I'll do in the next playthrough is have it on the highest difficulty setting, just so that we've got an idea for comparative sakes. And already we're heading out. I'm not going to worry too much about resources just yet. I want to get going, I really do. Oh, look at this. Lovely area of space. Very unusual to come across a completely dark area. And of course, space is dark. It's not common to have all the beautiful colours that we normally get. So, seeing the dark colours does make a nice change. It's probably what you're a bit more used to seeing in some games. But even games like Elite Dangerous just generally aren't this dark because you've got the galactic core to contend with. Though, of course, if you go into the centre of some of the darker nebula, like the Coal Nebula, the Coalsack Nebula, you will find areas that look similar to this. And out in NGC 7822, it'll also look similar to this, although there it's certainly a bit more red. I think there's something to be said for purely black backdrops, isn't there? And off we go again. Winging our way through this sector, getting through as fast as absolutely possible. Nearly at Sector 2 now. And we're going to have a jump drive here. Jump gate, rather. Out more scouts. Attacking the trader, but are we going to worry too much about these? Look, a binary star system. Something else I haven't seen up until this point. Absolutely gorgeous lighting. I say it every time, but very, very nice to see. Oh, I thought I was going to get away, didn't I? So this one did have a bit of a shield, but you saw how quickly it was taken out, even by the kinetic weapons here. Nothing else that nearby, so let's go through the jump gate then. Probably coming at it from the wrong side, aren't I? That's new animation there as well. And off we go. Off to Sector 2. So, no sweat on that one. All quite easy.
I assume you have entered enough new sectors by this point to know the procedure.
Yeah, the procedure is to not go into the black holes. So, no jump coordinates yet. Yes, there we are. So, sorry if this is just all me jumping at the moment, but I think it's going to be worthwhile because I really do want to get to Sector 3 if possible, although without me picking up resources, there's a possibility that Sector 3 might be a bit too difficult. Who knows? Oh, look at that storm. I think we need to avoid that, and it's not a plasma one. So as you see, you can burn your way through a lot of these zones in this game, and that's usually not a problem. But sooner or later, you will come up against a difficulty wall, or you will come against a wall like this. Yeah. I wanted to know how much that would actually damage me. It damaged me far more than I was expecting it to. So we're going to need to start looking for some fuel now. Okay. So let's see if we can just repair the ship, though. So fuel can be harvested from numerous places. You can find it out in space. You can find it in some of the asteroids here. One of the better places to get it from are the fuel depots right here. But if I do that, then all of these guys are actually going to turn on me. And I'll be facing a whole lot of hostiles. So let's see if we can find some fuel before we move on too far. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? So getting shot from behind there. We'll turn and take him on in a minute. So a lot of heavy fire here. Got to get this... Oh, it's firing with the wrong weapon, aren't I? Need to get these shields down first. A bit easier, wasn't it? And we're out of energy at last. But he's on his own now, so he shouldn't be too much of a threat. I hope. There we go. Bit more credits. And there's some fuel. Nice. That's what I was after. But the problem is whether there's any more fuel out here. What do we got? Yep, there's a bit more fuel. Very nice. So really, there's not a whole lot of space games around that are like this at the moment. As you saw in my previous video, I did a video on House of the Dying Sun, and that was a really nice shooter. Although, I think ultimately, bottom line, I really do prefer Everspace a bit. But they're both very different games, and it's perhaps a little bit unfair to compare them in that manner. Damage limiter. Don't think I'm going to be able to use that just yet. I don't really want to swap it out with anything I've got, although I could always salvage it, but I want to pick up fuel first. Nearly got enough fuel for one more jump. And that gets us there, right. Let's go. How far through are we in Sector 2 now? Oh, we're there. So we should, theoretically, be able to get to Sector 3 now without using any more fuel, because ideally the Jumpgate shouldn't use any fuel. Or at least that's how I see it in my head. But no telling whether or not I'm actually right about that. Oh, one Okar fighter down. Bit of credits. Let's get the other one. Unfortunately, there's some more over in the distance there, and they're actually starting to come this way as well. Cool. That could have knocked a lot of health off my shield there. Fortunately, it didn't. Alright, we're nearly up there with the fuel anyway. I'm glad these guys are dropping all this fuel. Perhaps I should go over and help out here, see if I can get a little bit more. No, it doesn't look like we do get any fuel from that one, but a nice lot of credits nonetheless. There we go. So, Jumpgate time, is it? Or are we going to look for some more? No, we're going to the Jumpgate. And hopefully Sector 3. Haven't quite got enough fuel for another jump, so this is where we find out whether or not the Jumpgate works without any fuel. Right, back to Sector 3. I wonder if there's going to be a black hole here this time. No black hole, but a lovely view of the galaxy over there.
Sourcing more fuel as soon as possible.
Yeah. So there's an outlaw webber over there. I'm not sure what they do, but I imagine they stick you in position. Let's use a probe then and see what we can find out here.
By Okar vessels.
Of course it was. Bit of fuel here. They're definitely a bit easier. So yeah, there's a lot of difference on the difficulty setting here. Don't think there's too much shame or hope in taking on a slightly easier approach to the game. I'd like to think my skill with the game has actually improved as well, but it's a little bit hard to tell when we're changing the difficulty of the game, like this. Right, and there's that Weber, and he does indeed slow me right down. Where is he? Where are you, you pest?
There were moments there I was worried.
The odds were certainly against you.
Oh, there is a black hole here. And if you just sit here, does it suck you in? Not from this distance, it doesn't. I guess we need to get a little bit closer. So, what do we got then? Where's that fuel gone? I'm sure there was some more fuel around here. Maybe I picked it up. Some credits and nanobots at any rate. We'll have them. Alright, so there is some enough fuel now. I've got enough fuel to be getting on with, but I'm not going to jump until I've emptied out this area. Now, the trouble is, if I want to go in here, I've got to disable the shield, and I don't want to annoy the friendly fighters around here too much. So I suppose I'll go in there yet. But it's not looking like there's any more fuel around, unfortunately. What's over there? Fighters and container, that's what I'm looking for. Maybe there's something worthwhile in there. Who knows? Seems to be taking a while to get there. As your ship takes more and more damage, you will take damage to certain modules, like your engines, your weapons, and certain other areas of your ship, and this will cause related problems. So that really is something you should pay attention to while playing this. It's something I'm a little bit remiss in paying attention to all too often. But, well, there we go. And what have we got? Let's see. Some scrap and some nanobots. Nanobots are always good. Scrap is useful if you're planning on crafting, but I'm getting through these areas at such a pace at the moment that I'm not too fussed about crafting just yet. But it's going to be essential at some point. Then again, with this difficulty setting and with the module upgrades I've already done, it makes things a little bit easier perhaps. Anyway, let's move onwards. Oh, that sun is really getting bright. You can still see the galaxy there below us. And a load of fighters by the looks of it. Well, unfortunately, I've got to take these on because I'm out of fuel. And I don't see where else I'm going to get the fuel around here at the moment. There are some other resources around here, as you can see over there in the distance. Actually, a lot of credits over here. Oops. So, yeah, that's worth coming over here for. Around about 1,000 credits. Not bad at all. Let's find the other ones. So I'm really looking forward to the developers introducing all the 3 ships into this game. Currently, this is the only ship you can play. There's another 2 to come, and each of them should have different capabilities. It may be that I just end up playing with this one right until the end of days, but it'd be interesting to see what the other 2 are like. There may be details on them at the moment, but it's not something I've paid too close attention to yet. I'm more interested in actually getting my hands on them and trying them out rather than reading them. But, yeah. So, plenty of fighters around. And fortunately, I think that these guys are going to continue dropping fuel. Hopefully, at least. And no, on this occasion, he didn't drop any fuel. And that's something I'm really starting to need. I love how easy the shields get taken down with the pulse weapon or the plasma weapon, whichever it is I'm actually using there at the moment. So a lot of debris around here. Makes you wonder where they've actually come from. It speaks of some history here, going back, some lost battles, perhaps from the friendly side here or from the enemy, who knows. Let's take out this one. Right, that's that. No fuel, unfortunately, so yeah. No depots around here. Well, let's use up my last probe and see if that can actually get me anything. So it seems there's a lot less resources around here, and I'm not sure if that's simply down to the fact I've put it on a easy difficulty setting. It could well be, you know. In which case, I'm more or less stuck out here, aren't I? Two alternatives. I can go onwards and risk damaging my ship on the next jump, or we can take on these GMB fighters and see if they leave any fuel. What do you reckon? Let's have a look what's over here first. Kind of surprised there's no bases or depots here at all. No, there's a little bit of fuel. Oh. A little bit too close there. And again. So where are these? Where's this asteroid over there? I don't think there's going to be any fuel tanks in here, unfortunately. But you know, oh no, there may well be. No. Mineable ore. Well, I'll have that while I'm here. Maybe in the meantime some other fighters are going to turn up that I can actually destroy and get some fuel from them. This whole area is looking a little bit sparse at the moment in terms of things to collect. Maybe there's something here inside this large asteroid. Who knows? Honourable crystals are certainly not going to get me into the next sector, but I'll take them while they're here. It'd be silly to leave them behind. You never know when you're going to need these things. But unfortunately, no fuel inside here. Not that I'd expect to find any inside an abandoned old asteroid. All looks like a container icon over to the right there. As if we can see it. Is that inside or outside the asteroid here? It looks like it's inside there. Oh, and I'm bashing myself up again. Right. What's the option then? Jump or attack? It looks like I'm jumping, doesn't it? Nah, lots of damage, unfortunately. Let's see how many nanobots we got. We can probably repair a little bit of that, and maybe we can get some more fuel here, I hope. Yeah, fortunately we've got enough to do a full repair, but it's not going to help us out too much if I get damaged by any of these fighters over here. Oh, getting too close to that black hole again. Far too close there. Didn't even notice it till last minute. Yeah, that black hole could be a nuisance if we're not paying enough attention there. Oh, nearly right in it again, wasn't I? And you can see I've also damaged my weapons in the meantime, which is a little bit of a nuisance, but... Right, so the Okar are fighting the elite fighter here, the elite ship. Let's hope they don't turn their attention to me just yet. Oh, of course they do. Come on, finish off the elite elite outlaw first. No, they'd all rather attack me to start with, wouldn't they? Got a nice little cash bonus there, though. Right, there's one down, but the question is, how long am I going to survive here? The ship is not moving at the best of speeds, and the weapon really isn't doing too well either, is it? Come on, I'd like to at least get the elite fighter. Can't even fire any missiles, unfortunately. Where's he gone? The missile's completely down. And it looks like I'm heading that way momentarily, but just maybe, I can get this fighter first. Wouldn't that be a good thing? Look how fast his shield's recharged. Yeah, I know. We're going. Perhaps I should have taken out these smaller ships first.
Only in an advisory role. Sectron to the former flank, left-hand wingward.
Forget it.
Not funny. My target is now totally destroyed as well. So I've got no lead reticule, so I'll have to try and guess as best as I can. Oh, one more shot and I think we're done for here. Come on, one more ship. No. Did I get him? Well, not bad all in all, was it? And we got 5,000 credits to be getting on with, which is a nice amount of cash. But we'll spend that, I think, on the next episode. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.